Good afternoon, good evening. Brothers and sisters, this is Michael Hammer, the Rainbow Warrior, coming to you again. Hey, how's it going? I'm coming to talk to you tonight about evolution of slavery, from first to worst to first again. I'm coming to address our problems that we talk about every day, why we kill each other, why our children killing each other, why our homes are so dysfunctional. So you got to start way back before we even came over here on the slave ships, the way it was before we came over here. You look at the political institution, the religious institution, the monetary institution, the military institution, and you look at the family institution. Which one is the most important? No brainer is the family. The other institutions, the other four institutions, they're using to control us. So we're going to address the family, because the black family, the human family, is out of order right now. People all around the world, they want to kill, be killed. It's all about a spoiled, selfish world right now. Everybody's selfish and want their way. But there's so much drama and so much hateration going on in the world, I wouldn't address it because it all going to fall back into our lives. But first I want to look at the family unit. What they did, they say beware of false doctrine. What they did was took the Trinity, the original Trinity, the Father, the Son, the Mother, and they put the man behind the woman and the children in front of the man. So they changed the order. So we got to look at our behavior, look at how we preparing our children to cope with the world. We're not doing a good job of that. Okay. So to build a strong nation of people, you got to start with the family. So you got to look at the mother's role, you got to look at the father's role. Now, to build a strong nation, it starts with a woman, because she's the first teacher of the child. And the message she get a child gonna get to the world. So all our lessons start in our mother's womb. So we got to look at her tongue, her spiritual food, her physical food, what she feeds to the child in the womb. Because both of them are detrimental to the child's proper brain development and physical development. So let's look at the words that come out of our mother's mouths. Not all of them, but the majority of our black women, they under hypnosis and don't even know it. Now, how do we create black on black crime? We always talk about it, but how is it created? It's created through false doctrine. So you got to look at the role of the mother and the role of the father. If the father is not there, they're not going to have that balance that they need. You destroy the image of the father. You destroy the image of the child. What is it going to think about itself? Who is going to be there to guide him and direct him in the right direction? So let's look at the mother's role. Like I say, to build a strong nation of people, start with the mother, because she's the first teacher. But we got to understand that the father, he's the ultimate teacher. And like I say, all our lessons start in the mother's womb. So if the mother's angry, even if she's angry at the father, even a child could be taught hate, to be a racist in the womb, the mother's womb. She could be taught to be a genius in mathematics in the womb. So it depends on what the mother is digesting, spiritually and physically. And that's where our mental health and our physical health start, in the mother's womb. So when we go back to the natural, and you start putting that positive message, that vibration of the positive message while you carry the child in the womb, he's going to come out positive. He's going to come out loving himself. But if you put all that negative energy in him, his subconscious mind is going to pick up on that. He might not remember it happening, but it's going to affect his memory. He might not remember it, but it's going to be deeply rooted in his subconscious mind inside the mother's womb. That's why lessons start in there, in the mother's womb, because that's why they tell you to read to him, talk to him. Even the father, if he's around, he can talk to his child, and that child will hear his voice subconsciously. So when he come out the mother's womb, he'll know his mother and his father's voice. Even during conception, that child knows who his mother and father is. Because most of the time the fathers, he gets sick. And that's a good DNA test right there. And all this drama on TV, who's the baby daddy and who's it? See, we out of order. We too much like the white people. So let's look at the Trinity, the role of the mother and the role of the father. We're going to examine the role of the mother first, because that's where it all started. So when a mother tells her child that he's black, ugly, and nappy-headed, and he's going to be like his sorry daddy, what you think that's doing to the child? It's destroying his balance. It's destroying his direction. You're putting hate in it. When you keep the children away from the father, the baby mama drama, what are you doing to the child? You're sending him in a downward spin, a lower vibration, which they call hell, a state of mind of anger. When you call the police to the house, what are you doing to the children? What are you doing to the man? They're going to take the man because they don't want the man in the house. They put you in the project. You can't have a man. It's all aimed at us. And what I'm trying to say, the majority of our black women are doing the work for our oppressors. Because that's where these words come from his Bible and his whip. His so-called Bible. He just had the Bible in his right hand and the whip in the other hand. But the message he wrote and beat into our women is not the message in the book. It's the opposite. You're supposed to build a house up, but you're breaking it down. So when you tell your son to destroy the image of his father and say he's going to be just like it with his nappy head self, what you're doing is destroying the image of the original man. You say don't put no graven image before the biological father. They just tell you the father. They're trying to tell you the heavenly father, but it's your biological father. So the black man is under attack in his own house, out in the world, all around the world, because they know who we are. But now we're waking up to know who we are. And we're some powerful people. So long as our black women are angry, which we never address, and find out where the anger came from, the planet gonna stay angry, nature gonna stay angry, everything gonna be out of order. Now what our women have to do is examine themselves and go back to their natural, true role. And try the other side, the humble side. And that's your true power that nature and the universe gave you. Humbleness. Truthfulness. Because the wisdom, when they talk about wisdom, they always talk about the woman. But who did she get the wisdom from? She get it from the man. Because daddy is the ultimate teacher. She might be the first, but daddy is the ultimate. So they need that balance. They need the strength of the father, his role, the strength of the mother's role, to make a strong mind and a healthy heart, and to put that child on the righteous path, along with the village. So we got to get back to the original Trinity, the Father, the Son, the children. Because all of the men's energy come from the heavens. He got to pass that energy to the women. And she got to pass it to the women, to the children. And it'll come back. And they spiral away. It's energy. So it's important for us to fix the family, because we fix the family, we get back in tune with nature and the universe. Because nature and the universe and our ancestors are calling us to wake up and take back our rightful place in the universe, in nature, and in our household. Because you can't take the moon and put it in front of the sun, it's not going to work. You can't take the negative and put it in front of the positive, it's not going to work. You can't take the woman and put it in front of the man, it's not going to work. You're going to have backwards energy. You're going to have primitive energy, primitive thought, and primitive behavior. So if you look at hot and cold, we come from the heat. They take heat and moisture to create life. And all life started in Africa and spread it out. So when the white man went to the cold climate and the Chinese, they turned from black to who they are today. They come from the cold, we come from the heat. So you can't put the cold in front of the heat. It's going to neutralize each other. You could take a battery and put it in the freezer and then charge itself back up. So both of them energies, but they got to work in sync. So you look at the black people, the melanated people as being the positive, and the white people as being the negative. What are they doing in front of us? Who made this arrangement? They did. They took it by lies and force. But we inherited. So it's time for us to build our families back to the original, true conscious state of the universe and state of nature, the way they gave it to us. And once our black women understand their true powers, their true natural powers, the world gonna change. But you gotta realize you gotta come through us. Because all black men, our energy comes straight from the heavens. We deposit, we charge the whole family. You gotta charge the woman, she got to charge the children. And if it's done in that order, it'll naturally conform to what's already written in your heart. Because that message is in you when you come in this world. It's in your DNA and it's already written in your heart. Because your heart is connected to everything. Your heart get its rhythm. Your brain get its rhythm from the heart. No, let's go even back further than that. Your cells in your body get its rhythm from the brain. The brain get its rhythm from the heart. The heart get its rhythm from the earth. The earth get its rhythm from the moon and the sun. The sun get its rhythm from the universe. So all hearts are connected to the universe. Nature, the earth is connected to everything. That's why I say I'm going to write myself into your mind and the heart. But what are we writing into our children's head? We're not preparing them to cope with life, cope with the world, cope with the universe. Because they walk around on unbalanced brains. When you destroy the image of the Father, you destroy the image of the original man. Now, if you look at the children, they're so rebellious right now because we haven't left them anything. The old people, they criticize and stuff, but you haven't left them nothing. You left them religion and politics. And they say, oh, Mike, you ain't got no voice if you don't vote, you don't go to church. But I got a spiritual voice, and it's more powerful than their political voice and their religious voice, because we're going to knock all that shit down when we unite and we come together. What they say, lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, it's up to us to lift those voices and come together and unify. And we're going to put the nature in order, the planet in order, and the universe, because we got to go back to the natural line. That's why the family is the key. Because like I say, the human family is out of order. We fix the black family over in America, in the South. We fix the world. So our black women got to understand their natural role. Because the universe and nature, even your chakra system, is built off the feminine. So the laws of Moat is built off the feminine. But look, what law are our women giving their children? Their cracker law. All those things, negative things that come out your mouth, it came from them. Your anger came from them. They put it in you, annihilated your tongue and everything, and taught you to disrespect the black man. So y'all got a right to be angry. 400 years of oppression, yeah, we all should be angry. But they taught you to take it out on the black man without you even being conscious of it. So y'all the key, the black woman, the melanated woman, you are the key. Because you gave birth to everybody on this planet, the mitochondria Eve. The woman, she passed it, but the men, they have it, but they can't pass it. So you trace it all the way back to Africa, the mitochondria Eve. She gave birth to everybody on this planet. And your humbleness is your true power. So what the world needs today is a little soulology. And what is soulology? Study of the soul, because your soul is your brain, and your brain is connected to everything on this planet and even in the universe, and our brains are second to nobody's. So when we come together and the women start putting that righteous message in the children, the jailhouse gonna come down. The government, they already falling. All that negative energy in the White House, but all of this hell that's being raised on this planet, we rising up. Sleeping giant inside you, inside your conscious mind, is waking up. And that's your ancestral wisdom. It's been there all of the time. It's been laying dormant in over 400 years, but that 400 years is up. You don't need no guns, you don't need no books, you don't need no money. White man had all them three things plus the whip, but we had something more powerful than that. They stole the fruit, but they couldn't steal that root. And you feed that root the right information, that God inside you, and the God is inside you, your true nature, your true inalienable rights to be free will wake up inside you. And once that sleeping giant wake up, can't nobody tell you what you can and can't do. And once you wake that sleeping giant up and you start picking up books and read knowledge, I don't care what you read, you're going to absorb it because it's already in you. I don't care what information you read, it's already there. And they couldn't steal that. That's how we was able to survive 400 years of oppression, through the wisdom that we had. We had the knowledge too. They just dumbed us down. So what we had to do was evolve back until we already had evolved to over millions of years. It just took us 400 years to re-evolve back into what was already there. It never left, but our conscious mind had to re-evolve. Now, all around the world, melanated people, even white people, a lot of people, they waking up and they waiting on us. Global warming, we could stop all of this. The earthquakes and all of this, because the earth, the truth is in the dirt. The planet began birth to itself since the beginning of the planet. You dig down in the dirt, you dig in the past. And wherever you dig in the past, you're going to dig up black bones. It might be white bones here, Asian bones here and stuff, but you keep digging, you're going to dig up black bones. So we rule the planet first. So we're responsible for all life and everything on this planet. When he gave man dominion, he gave us dominion over everything. Because we are the alphas. Our skin color, our nose shape, and our hair is all 100% human. Everybody else is 3/5 got Neanderthal. So that make us the alpha. Everybody else came from us. All people on this planet come from one man and one woman. Well, the African woman and the African men, African women and African men, not just one. You can't populate the whole world with just one, two people. No, no way possible. There's other people. So once that sleeping giant wake up inside it, you're going to know who you are. You'll be back in tune with nature and the universe. And your ancestors, they talk to you all of the time. Anytime you go wrong direction or do something wrong, the first thing come to your mind, that voice. Something told me I shouldn't have did this. I should have followed my first mind. Yeah, usually that first thought is the right thought. But you wouldn't talk to obey that message, that thought. You usually talk to obey the opposite. They show you in the cartoons, good voice on this shoulder, bad voice on that shoulder. That's your dual nature. Duality, positive, negative, lie, the truth. So which one you've been programmed to obey? Because the brain is a big program. When you're born in this world, you're not born conscious of anything. But your subconscious mind has already stored energy and information inside the mother's womb. So the vibration carried through that fluid. And if the mother's angry, it's going to resonate in the child's subconscious mind. If she's happy and she eating the right food, all that will register in his subconscious mind. But he'll come out peaceful and humble and easy to teach, easy to direct. Everything will be easy because all our lessons start in the mother's womb. So you can spoil a child or provoke the anger inside the mother's womb. And that's what you don't want to do. So we got 3 stages of the brain. We got the reptilian brain, what they call the medulla oblongata. That's the devil in everybody. And that part of your brain is 4 R's, 4 F's, I'm sorry. All they want to do is for survival. Fight, feed, flee, and fornicate. It's also selfish, territorial. It's kill to be killed. It's for survival. But that part of your brain is your primitive brain. And if it's not tamed, if you spoil your child or provoking anger, they're going to be caught in that world, in their lower vibration. That's what they call hell. Your middle brain is your bird brain. That's where the pineal gland is. Your emotions. And whoever controls your emotions, control your lower self, can control you. Now what they don't want to do is to get you to your higher frequency, which is your mammalian brain. And your frontal lobe is what separates us from all other animals on this planet. Insects, animals, because our brains is what separate us. And the black brains, the African brains, the melanated brains are second to no one's. So we got to be molded and shaped to be righteous. So what are you teaching your children in the womb? What are you teaching them after they come out the womb? It's detrimental to how they're going to see the world and how they're going to cope with the world. But right now we're not preparing our children to cope with the world, because look at the family. It's so dysfunctional. How the children going to know better when they're not being taught better? When the foundation of the family has been attacked during slavery. And that was their main goal, was to keep the family separated. But now we're doing the work for them. We create jobs for them, but they won't give us jobs. We create jobs in the jailhouse, sports, intellect, you name it. People say they take everything from us and create it and use it like they invented, so they let you know we're smarter than they are. Our dances, our music and everything, they making money off us on all levels, good or bad. So it's time for us to stop letting those white people, those white supremacists, the Chinese and everybody else push us around. And like I say, you don't need no guns. You don't need no money. Money ain't got the power you think it got. You sure don't need no religion, because religion is controlling people's spirituality. So all of it's falling at the same time. They brainwash you when you're a child. When you go to church, you sing that song to you, yes, Jesus loved me. And that song is nowhere in the Bible. So they brainwash you, give you these imaginary friends, and at the same time, they're breaking the image of your father down. How many households does daddy last? And the woman is putting the children before herself and the children before the man. We didn't do this to y'all. They did it through slavery, that Willie Lynch doctrine. It's real. It's still going on today. So we got to we're going through a galactic spiritual alignment, a natural alignment. And nature knows how to correct herself. That's why it's important for the women to correct themselves, because they are the nurturers. You see, before we came over here, the women were teaching the women how to be mothers, how to be wives. The men was teaching the young boys how to be fathers, how to be providers, and how to be husbands. We're not teaching no morals now. In a true village, you don't have to go to nobody's school. When you get old enough to leave home, you know astrology, you know all the plants to make your medicine, to eat. You know who you are, you know your direction. Because we got to know all of these things even before to step out into the world on your own. You got to be prepared, and we're not preparing our kids. They can't cope. That's why they turn to drugs, violence, and everything. Because they stuck in their lower vibration, in their reptilian brain. And that's where they want to keep you. Because as long as you're not prepared and stuff, you're going to do some dumb stuff because you don't know any better. And that's what they wait on. And that's what they base on building the jailhouses from. By the time the black boy and the brown boys in America get to the third grade, they know where he headed. If he's real smart, they'll send him to Yale or someplace. They're still going to use him. But if you're dumb and stuff and they don't have a father there, angry mother, they know he's going to end up being a criminal. Because that's what you're going to raise. We're doing the work for him. So we got to examine ourselves, our roles as fathers and roles as mothers. But like I say, you got to come through us. We got to take our place back. You don't vote for freedom. You've been praying for freedom. You ain't got it yet. You take it. Everybody can get in this line. He ain't got to wait on nobody to say, oh, he could vote because he a felon. No, It's not your fault that you a felon. It's not our fault that we out here killing each other. Because that Willie Lynch tell you, niggas gonna kill niggas. And by the way, niggas are kings. So every time somebody calls you a nigga, they call you a king. Soul brother, soul sister. Why you think they call us soul brothers, soul sisters? Our music got to the soul. We've been living the message in our music the whole time. Especially in the 70s. 60s and the 70s. Our voices was powerful back then. But they think it done went silent. But no, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers, all of them set the standards during that time. They killed the messengers, but they couldn't kill the message. But that message is still around. You cannot kill the truth. It just needs to be woke up inside you. Whether you like it or not, you can hang on to your beliefs, but you don't have no facts to back it up. You can't explain a lie. And one thing about it, the word truth is not an S at the end of it, but it's an S at the end of lie. And that one truth is going to knock the hell out of all those lies. Because all the lies are being exposed today. That's why there's so much turmoil in the world. That's why the world is the crying souls. They're crying out. They need a word for the people's pain. I know y'all heard that song before. Take me to the king. The kingdom is within. The father, the mother is within. Our ancestors, that wisdom, that blueprint. It's already written in your heart and in your DNA. Did you get the right message to go along with it when you came in this world? Serial killer didn't know he's going to be a serial killer. It's false doctrine. Somebody provoked him to anger. Gays don't come in this world being gay. They walk around on unbalanced brain. We all got a masculine and feminine side, whether you male or female. What happens if the boy get too much of the feminine side? He gonna grow up and think he's a woman. The girl get too much of the masculine side, she gonna grow up and think she a man. So they unbalanced brains. So you don't have to be mentally ill. You don't have to be mentally ill to be crazy and all that. You don't have to be crazy, insane, a serial killer and all that to be mentally ill. You could be one of the nicest persons in the world. And if you believe in religion and all of that, you're mentally ill. Because it's controlling your spirituality. So you got to beware the subconscious mind. It's more powerful than the conscious mind. Because everything comes from your memory bank that was stored in your subconscious mind. Where's the truth of the lie? The Bible tell you to teach your children to distinguish what's right and what's wrong. They're talking about the subconscious mind. Everything is based on the brain in that Bible. Brain development and brain connection to everything on this planet and in the universe. So you need that balance. You need to be in sync. Both hemispheres they look exactly alike, but they do totally different opposite things. So that's why it's important for the father and the mother to be on that same natural, humble page. See, because the mother, she the giver of the law. The daddy got to be there to enforce the law. But most fathers not going to enforce the law when the woman is putting that negative energy in it. That negative vibration. See, so we got to examine our roles and reconnect back to the original Trinity, the way it's supposed to be. Because it's all about energy. Like I say, the band, we get our information from the stars, from the moon, from the earth, from nature. We pass that message to the children. She's supposed to give that message to the children. Pass that message to the women. Then she's supposed to plant that seed in the children. That's why she's the giver of the law. And when she plants that seed, and by the way, the seed is the message of the truth. It could be the message of a lie. Because your subconscious mind can't distinguish what's real and what's not real. It's going to accept the lie as being the truth. And that's what you call caught in hell. Your lower vibration, because you've been lied to. But you don't even know it because you've been brainwashed. So when you get grown and somebody come against your belief, what they call it cognitive dissonance, yeah, you're going to get upset. But why are you getting upset? Because that truth that you hear is going to override that lie. But the lie is so deeply rooted in you, that's why you get upset. Because it don't belong there. But once you calm down and you're in your natural state, your humble state of mind, once you hear it, you can't forget it. You can't unhear it. So you won't forget it, but when you're in that humble state of mind, that's when it'll sink in. And you'll say, nah, I see, now you're not blind no more. You got to hear the truth before you see the truth. We hear it every day, but you're not conscious of it. The music, we talk it, but we just don't walk it. So it ain't never left us. We just not conscious of what we be saying. We're not in sync. And that's what it's all about. Get back in sync with nature, back in sync with the planet, back in sync with the universe. Because whether you want to hold on to that lie or not, change is here. Can you feel it? Can you see it? Can you touch it? Can you smell it? Because all your senses at all-time high. And they feed that first sense, your soul. See, so the biggest topic now is mental health right now. The White House is mentally ill. There's too much lies and too much negative energy. They're being exposed. So Rome fell, Egypt fell, all these empires always fall. And the reason why they fall is because it's built off the same lies, the same methodology. Control their minds with the government, but then the false doctrine that Willie Lynch, control their minds and keep the body. They say we're going to go through the woman, we're going to take her from a natural state to an unnatural state. Just like you tame a circus lion or a circus elephant. They're not in their natural state of mind. They're oppressed. But you make them mad one day, they go back to their true state of mind, and then they want to kill them. You shouldn't have had them changed up in the first place. See, we don't destroy nature. The Chinese, Japanese, and of course the colonizers, they're destroyers. They're not bringing life, they're taking life. So we didn't spend 400 years of oppression for nothing. We earned the right to tell the world. And only slaves can heal slaves. Can't nobody else heal it. You ain't gonna heal by voting. Oh, my people died for voting, but people still dying. It's just a modern day way. Police shooting our children in the streets, harassing our black men, not women coming up missing because they after our melanated organs. Their organs not like ours. Their hair is not like ours. Our hair is an antenna. It pick up vibrations from the cosmos, from all over. Everybody else's hair can't do that. That's why our hair grows toward the sky and it spirals out. Because we spiritual people. So when the families come back, the village gonna come back. And the reason they take the village to raise a whole child is because that's where all your knowledge and wisdom gonna come from. Not just from your mother and father, your aunties and your uncles, but the whole community, the whole village. Because in the village, you might have your biologists over here, your astrologers over here, and when you leave that village, you know all of these things, and we teach our own children. Because we're not gonna lie to them. We're not natural born liars, we're not natural born killers. We don't create weapons of mass destruction. But we are weapons of mass destruction. We're going to destroy all evil with our tongue. Because what you're looking for, you already possess. The kingdom is within. Your ancestors, they're waiting on us. That wisdom. So do I walk through the valley of death? I fear no evil because you're inside me and beside me. I never leave home without my ancestors. My angels. We all got the same angels. African history is world history. Slavery history that happened over here, everybody had slaves, but nobody went through slavery like we did. So it's the reason they call us the soul people, soul food, soul music and everything. We got to feed the souls of the masses. But first we got to reconnect. We got to liberate our minds from this white oppressive message. Like it say, stop submitting to the ways of your oppressor. See, a lot of people think the Bible is a fairy tale and all, but it's not. They got fairy tales in it, allegories. But if you read between the lines, you hear the message of your ancestors, our ancestors. Because every book in that Bible, you done lived it. It just keep repeating itself. But it's all different situations. And every time they open up their books, I don't care what religious book it is, they following black people. We say it every day. They copy off us. They do everything we do. They dance like us and want to look like, but you don't hear yourself. You the God and the goddess they've been talking about all of the time. But the jits call each other today. That's my dog. What's dog spelled backwards? Everything they taught you, all you got to do is flip the script and you'll find the truth right on the other end. And like I say, what we were seeking, we already possess. Even the preachers in the pulpit, they waking up. They're going to lose their congregation, some of it. But that don't mean they ain't going to get it later. Because like I say, once you hear the truth, you can't unhear it. You don't need no book. When we straighten ourselves out, ain't nobody going to need no books because we're not defined by a book. We were defined by universe, nature, and the universe. We had to evolve into what we're looking for. Was already in our DNA. All the way to the wise man. So who really got the power, the rich man or the wise man? The wise man. Look who's pictures on the money. White supremacists. But one thing about nature and the universe, it don't discriminate. The sun is for everybody. The rain is for everybody. The moon is for everybody. The earth is for everybody. The air we breathe is for everybody. Because without the sun and the moon, we would have none of these. Because that's how nature is created. Heat and moisture. So they created the wise man, the very, very wise man, which is us. So we got the power. Planet needs us, because if we keep on this course the way it's going, and the white man stays destroyed, he's going to destroy everything, just to save his own. And all of the time, he's destroying himself, and he don't even know it. So the White House is full of lies, but those lies they taught us, fading away. And even the Bible tell you, after 400 years, you're going to wake up. You're going to serve me in this place. Isaiah, they tell you, the slaves are my people, stand up. Acts chapter 7, verse 6 and 7. My seed will sojourn to another land, a strange land. You're going to be brought into bondage. But after that 400 years, I'm going to judge this place. And you're going to come forth and serve me in this place. That's us. So what we're going through is already written right there in the book. Just read between the lines. But see, the Bible is not a book. It's a weapon. We're going to use it against them. Because they can't see what we see in there. Because they took our ancestors' stories and wrote it as theirs. The Bible is a behavioral book. It's an astrology book. It's a medical book. It's a book that's going to reconnect you if you follow the instructions that's right there before you. tell the women to submit to your husband. I ain't submitting to no man. I'm not no slave. It don't tell you nothing like that. Being submissive is being in agreement. Because you got to agree with your husband so you can pass that message to the children. But you don't even know if your husband is telling the truth or not because you've been programmed by a lie. You've been programmed to beat him down. And they say heaven and hell is between the mother's legs. Heaven and hell is in the mother's tongue. Say when hell opened up her gates. When heaven opened up her mouth. It's back to the she because like I say, everything is built off the feminine. You never seen no man give birth to no woman, but the woman give birth to the boy and the girl, so you can throw that fairy tale stuff out of there. How they gonna give you white Adam and Eve when they weren't even on the planet first? There's a lot of deception right there in front of you. But if you've been brainwashed as a child, and you've been taught these lies through your subconscious mind, it don't know right from wrong. It's gonna take it as the truth. So you gotta be careful what you say to your children and what you say around them, how you act around them. So a lot of our children, they stuck in their primitive brain, their primitive mind, because they didn't get the right doctrine. I can see mothers tell their children 10 times to sit down, they won't say nothing. They keep on doing what they're doing. But when daddy come around, one time, and they talking about I only need a man. That white man told you that. You do need a man. I'm the mother and the father. That's nonsense. You can't be the mother and the father. Because the daddy is absent. Why you think all this gayism and all this stuff? Unbalanced brain. Like I say, you need the toughness of the father and the softness of the mother to neutralize each other. To be in that happy medium, into that comfort zone. So daddy bring that mental toughness so you can prepare your brain and you to be mentally tough to cope with the world. But right now, they can't cope with the world. So we got to look at our family, and that's the key right there. Because like I say, the only solution, the only weapon they got against us is keeping us from the knowledge of our true nature. That's the only weapon. They can't pull no guns out against you or nothing when you speak that truth, because the spirit of our ancestors and that spirit is in everybody. They lost it when they got cut off from the rest of the world. Nature was cruel to them. Nature made them stay in their reptilian mind, in that aggressive part of the medulla oblongata. They called it that lower brain. Not all of them. Because a lot of them are waking up too, and they waiting on us. Japanese, Chinese, Africans, everybody waiting on us. But a lot of people still don't know who we are, but you don't worry about them. Because if you're not seeking, and you're going against everything we're saying, you part of the problem, you ain't part of the solution, so you got to get out the way. I don't care what color you are. It got something to do with color, but it don't. Because the truth don't discriminate. But who is it coming from? The original people. Our voices are deep for a reason. We got the deepest voices on this planet for a reason. It's authority. Your hair, you can walk around people without even saying it, but they'll feel your presence. They know who you are. And some people, some black people are too comfortable with the ways of the oppressor. Let them stay there. Because the truth is going to come from the hood. It always comes from the bottom to the top, from the south to the north. So once the people in the south wake up and know who they are, they're going to shake the world. That's why it's important for our women to understand their natural role and their natural powers. Because nobody had the melanated powers that we had. That melanin is connected to all flesh, the dinosaurs, the earth, the air. That's why you see the rainbow. It reflects the air we breathe in. It's full of melanin. That's why you add all the colors to the rainbow, it's going to turn black. So that melanin is the dark matter. It's the air we breathe. It's so minute It's water, but it's so minute. This is a black man in Texas. He done created a machine that'll make water from the moisture in the air. So they let you know we breathe the water, air every day. It's all connected. So what I'm saying, everybody got to come through us to get right. I say we are the book. Our brains have healed itself from this 400 years of oppression, and it's going back to the natural. Because one thing about it, the brain got a strong will to heal itself. And like I say, the Bible is all about brain and the brain development. It's all about the mind. You got two minds, the conscious mind and the subconscious. And I tell everybody, if you study your brain, you know why a serial killer is a serial killer, why a woman thinks she's a man and a man thinks he's a woman. You think about how the righteous people are right. You know all of this. So long as somebody doing your thinking for you and telling you get sick, you can prevent all of this. A lot of people are conscious of what they eat now. That's because we're going back to the natural. During slavery, we didn't have no book, we didn't have no money. We had no guns, but we had that spirit of wisdom, that spirit of our ancestors. We were still in tune with nature. We knew how to make our own medicine, free, birthing our children. We used to barter, get some eggs or something like that. Everybody had the village looking out for everybody's children. The family was much stronger back then, but look at it now. Family started apart in the 70s when the jobs started leaving. See, so we had to examine our roles. You can blame the children all you want, but we ain't left them nothing. That's why they so rebellious. Even in the book, it tell you when the change comes from an old world to a new world, it tell you the conditions. The weather gonna be unseasonable. It's gonna be out of order. Your children gonna be out of order. But listen to your children, because guess what? They telling you the truth. You might not know it's the truth. Oh, he's just a child. No. Even the book tell you, if you want to know my truth, listen to the children. I'm already there. But to know me, hear the ancient. So when the older people tell their stories, you got to listen to them. When they're humble and stuff and telling their stuff, not when they're angry, cussing each other out and doing all. When they by themselves and they talking their story and how they were raised and everything, and you can hear all the wisdom and the ingredients that was poured into their head and how they was oppressed and how they keep passing the same message down from generation to generation through all these religions. Religion will never reform mankind. Religion it'll harden the heart. It confuses the mind and harden the heart. That's why people still go to church and they still haven't found what they're looking for. They waiting on somebody to come back to save them, but the Savior is already here, and that's the slaves. Even the book tell you. And those stories about dysfunctional families. Timothy, he didn't have no father, but his grandmother and his mother raised him. How many people you know going through that right now? And one thing about the brain, a lot of people, when they get old and get through knocking themselves up beside the head, the first thing they'll say, I wish I knew back then what I know now. You was supposed to. You was supposed to leave home with it. But if your mother's oppressed or your father's oppressed, how you going to get the right message? So we got to stop this vicious cycle. That's why they don't want the man in the house. Because he know once that man get his spiritual house right, he'll get his physical house right. And once he get his physical house right and his spiritual house right, in sync, back in tune with nature and the universe the way they want it, they can't touch us. Like I say, the jailhouse is going to come down. Baby mama drama going to disappear because we're going back to our true state of mind. Boy, you're going to be a king like your father, but first I got to mold and shape you into one. Now those words right there, they're powerful. And that's what you want, put the positive energy in. the boy and the girl, and teach them their roles and teach them who they are, teach them their African history. We know our American history, but do you know your African history? You know your African history, you feed that root that's in you. And then you'll see just how smart you are. You'll wake up. Because all that stuff is locked up, waiting to be woken up. So like I say, we experience genetic warfare. And all we got to do is unite and put our voices together. And let, how they say it, let heaven and nature sing. That means it's going to be in order. Everything going to be in sync. It's telling you, put your voices together and put everything in sync. The people, everything. Because the earth right now is at its 13th frequency. And that's the frequency they don't want you to get to. That's what they call the Christ-like frequency. Friday the 13th, Jesus had 12 disciples. He made 13. The Jews, they got 12 Jews. It's all based off the same thing, astrology. The 12 zodiac signs that rotate around the earth, it's all astrology. The Mayan calendar and the Egyptian calendar, which is the zodiac calendar. That's where it originated from. One is built off of 400 years, the other built off of 25,000 years, processions. So if you put the Mayan calendar and the zodiac calendar together, you'll see it coincide with each other. The 400 years compared to the 2,500 and 25,000 years. And the Willie Lynch will even tell you, this worked for 300 to 1,000 years. And they brought it in 1712. So you add 300 years to 1712, that's 2012. So that's when we entered the age of Aquarius. That's the beginning of that old world, beginning of a new world. And the first slave ship here in 1619, add 400 years to that. It's 2019. So see, all the numbers are there. They say you never know the time, and that's a lie. The time is now. Change is here. Can you feel it? Can you see it? Can you smell it? Can you touch it? Can you hear it? Because your brain processes information the way you hear it, not the way you see it. So when you're in your mother's womb, you are already programming information into your subconscious mind. You're not conscious of it. If a child is born, he's given up for adoption, he feel that pain. He might not remember it, but he feel that separation. That's why it's important to put the family back together in order. Because once a man and a woman conceive a child, that child already know who his mama and baby mama and his mama and daddy is. Because he started controlling the woman. Even the man will get sick after the woman conceived. So they let you know that baby's already connected and they're controlling both of you. Because mama, she'll get the craving and she'll tell you what to go get. See, so when the mom and daddy break up and they argue, it's going to affect the child even in the womb. See, we're some powerful people. We got to get back to our natural powers and unleash them. Because the message we got is for the just and the unjust. It's for everybody. The message we got is going to free everybody. You won't have to pay for land. You won't have to pay for water. You won't have to pay for nothing. Because we inherited the planet in the beginning. We didn't have to pay for nothing. Everywhere we went, that was our land. But here come our oppressors. They come around because they didn't have nothing in the Ice Age. They had to eat each other, eat meat, raw meat, and they got dumbed down. So when the Ice Age released them on to the rest of the planet, guess what? They've been wreaking havoc ever since. But nature put them in that state of mind. They got the attitude, what's mine is mine and what's yours is mine. But see, their game is over with. This is not a game. This is welcome to reality. This reality TV. Because this is a real message. And one thing about it, I ain't worried about nobody putting their hands on me. Because the spirit of our ancestors, nature, and the universe got our back. We the first ones to map out the stars, map out the earth, the waters. We the ones that name everything. Now they done came, they renamed everything they destroyed. Everything they took over. They destroyed islands, people, indigenous people, all these countries, they destroyed all of them. Haiti, those not the original people. Christopher Columbus brought them over there. After the Pope gave him permission to do so. And by the way, he was a cutthroat pirate, he was a cannibal, he was all of those. Slave trader. He even cut the tongues off his own people. That's why you see the pirates with the couldn't talk and the parrot talking for him. That was his doing that. And the hook hands, he'd cut their hands off, cut their tongues off. Everywhere they went, they destroy, and they still destroy us. They get you to fight their fights for them. All they doing is taking people's land. They doing the same thing they was doing back then. They just try to disguise it, but there's no difference. Only slaves can heal slaves. And once we heal each other, we heal the world. The whole world gonna naturally fall in line. Because it's a natural way. From first to worst, from worst to first. That's us. First be put last, last be put first. That is us. And nobody else. You never hear anybody else say that but us. And it's true. We've been on top all of the time, you just haven't been conscious of it. Like I say, you see it every day. Why they about to be like us? Why they mimicking us? Why? Because we the mother and the father. What's the old saying? If you're white, you're all right. If you're yellow, you're mellow. If you're brown, you can hang around. But if you're black, you got to get way back. So how did the original man become last? Oh. Who made that arrangement? Our oppressors, because he wanted to be first, but he's the newcomer. He's a mutanoid. And the Chinese, they not no better. The Japanese, they raping East Africa and Jamaica, all of them. They say they don't like you, but they love you. They just taught us to hate each other. But we the game changer. But like I say, the black women, y'all the key. But y'all got to come through us. That's the way nature planned it. That's the way the universe planned it. So this is my message to the world, to the black people, to the black women, to the melanated people. The most powerful people on this planet. The dark matter they be talking about in the skies. Oh, we don't know what it is. They a lie. They just don't want you to know. These superheroes is based off all of you. Everything they do is based off us. They had to draw cartoons and stuff. Can't nobody run faster than us, jump higher. Can't nobody outthink us. We are superhumans. 400 years of oppression done turned us into the Homo sapiens sapiens sapien. The very, very, very wise man. And can't nobody touch that. We got the power to reconnect back to Africa. Once we do that, it's all over. I'm from Gary, Indiana, but since I've been in the South, I've met people all the way from that was dropped off on the Middle Passage. Jamaicans, Haitians, Bahamians, South Americans, Brazilians, all over. And I listen to their stories, even the Africans, I listen to their stories. And the Africans, when I meet them, tell me how it was before the colonizers came. And that's the original way. And if you meet any Africans, you see how well-rounded, how well-spoken they are, how they control their own self. That's why we got to go back to it. Like I say, they stole the fruit, but they couldn't steal their root. So if you feed that root, your African spirituality, you'll wake up. You'll know who you are. You'll unleash your own natural powers, superpowers. Superman, superwoman. You got to be super to go through 400 years of slavery and survive it. It didn't make us weak, it made us stronger. It wasn't a punishment, it was a lesson. It was part of evolution. The negative, the evil is there to keep you in line. It's making you step up to be a parent. A lot of parents, I'm keeping my children home now. Because them jits and stuff, they out there killing each other. Yeah, they're making you go back to the natural. You'd be surprised how evil works. They go hand in hand. You gotta take the good with the bad. But it's there for a lesson. So this message is for everybody. No child will be left behind. Should no child be hungry, homeless. Nobody. Because our oppressors put a price tag on nature, something that is for everybody and free. And true freedom is free of the mind. Freedom of the mind, freedom of all man's laws. That's your true freedom. Back to your inalienable rights, your natural human rights. And you don't have to vote for that. You don't go to church neither for that. Because like I say, you're a prisoner of mental slavery under any religion. But your spirituality, you free and you connected to everything and everybody. Because everybody is not excluded from that connection. So long as the people on the planet are going through this anger and stuff, everything gonna be out of order. But it's part of a natural process. Get rid of the bad and keep the good. So if you meek and humble and obeying the message, you're gonna live. You're gonna live forever. Because of me, they said, Mike, you believe in reincarnation? I believe in reproduction. You keep reproducing yourself over and over again. Death ain't the end, it's the beginning. You always come back. That's why you had deja vu. You've been here before. Yeah, you have. And you will be back again. So universal energy never dies. It just regenerates itself. Even through death, there's energy. You're going back to the earth, back to the heavens, back to the stars, the pheromones. So the family is the key. That's the only solution. It's back to the family, back to the original. And they can't stop us. There's nothing they can do. They can stop the forces of nature and the forces of the universe. And we are the masters of those forces, those deities, the divine law. So we got to minister the law to it, not preach. Preaching and minister is two different things. When you preaching, you telling your story what the oppressor taught you to say. But when you're in your spiritual realm, you talking what your ancestors want you to say. And that's what they don't want, you to reconnect back to your true powers. Because they know once you do that, they can't do nothing to you. So right now, I'm going to close out today. I just wanted to come back to you, come back stronger. The next time I come back, it's going to be even stronger because I know that time is getting closer and closer. It's heating up. That's why we're waking up. And it's happening fast. And no forces that man can create, no weapon will be formed against us because we are the weapon of mass destruction, of lies. And you don't have to be angry neither. Laugh and dance when you're doing it. You don't have to argue with nobody. They don't want to listen. You dust your feet off and keep on walking. That don't mean they ain't going to remember it. Because they will remember it. Because once you hear it, you can't unhear it. Because like I say, what we're looking for, you already possess. You just got to kumbaya, come by here. It's two come by here. Come over here, but come by here. Those who have ears, let them hear. It's going to burn some ears, and it's going to comfort some ears. It's going to heal, and it's going to kill. So through our music, our soul music, we done already implanted the truth in everybody's heads in the world. Through our music. People all over the world get on the love train. People get ready, there's a train coming. I paid 400 years of sweat. This is my country. This is our earth. This is our planet. It's time for us to take it back and free all minds. And like I say, everything is going to be free. Nobody has to pay for nothing. And I'm going to say this again before I leave. The sun in the sky is for everybody. The moon is for everybody. That's what creates nature. The water, heat, and moisture create life. The water on the planet is for everybody. Even the earth is for everybody. So why do we have starving children, homeless people, homeless children? And when they show these children on TV, they always have to be African or Asian. They never show white people. So like I say, their game is over with. They tearing their own self down, so let it do what it do. So I get back with you at a later date. This is Michael Heyman, the Rainbow Warrior. Coming to your stations real soon. And the revolution will be televised. Thank you. There you go.
Let me call you right back. I'm going to say something to this camera real quick. All right.
I told you I've been studying. I've been practicing.
You've been putting it down.
Well, I've been studying already. It's just letting it flow, like you say.
Letting it flow. Letting it flow. This is the man right here. This is the man right here. If we had more people in the community like this, we'd be all right. Seriously. That's why we'll come out here. And I said to myself, I said, let's do a little different. Let's get out here. We can get in the actual street, see a little background. What time is it right now? This is 10:22. 10:22 at night. This is Pine Hills, right? And it's busy out here. It's really getting busy out here in Orlando, y'all. I'm gonna be honest, man. This is getting to be the Wild Wild West all over. You know what I mean? But we got good people out here. We got a lot of people out here who are fraudulent. You got to be careful of them. Stick to the good people.
Right.
Live good with your family, with your neighbors. You know, show the love, show the continuity that our ancestors gave us to stick through things and see each other as family.
Right.
All this superficial stuff out here is no good. You just want to lust after the cars, the women, the money, the fake status of this world.
Materialism.
Materialism is no good. That's all I'm seeing out here, though, for real.
Why
are these guys speeding out here this time of night? Don't they know how precious life is?
Well,
I don't understand it, man.
Well, right now, that frequency is messing with people's brains. You either going to do right or you're going to do wrong. If you got a lot of evil in you, you can't help it. It's going to come out.
That's true.
If you got a lot of good in you, it's going to come out, too. That's why we're here today speaking the way we speak. The good is coming out of us. You know, it's been all of the time. It's just been laying in dormant. Now we've been fertilizing it. And you fertilize that spirit that's in you with the truth, the roots, everybody will wake up. But you got to do your own research. You can't wait around for somebody, the preacher, your mother, your father, anybody, your teachers to tell you. See for yourself. Because we're in the age of information. You can Google anything you want. YouTube, anything. There's brothers and sisters all over. Many speakers. They might tell the truth in their same way, in their different ways, but they're telling it through their life story. But as long as it's that one truth. And everybody got that one truth in it. Everybody got a story to tell. And who could tell your story better than you?
Tell it.
Nobody.
That's right. So
we are the book. Just look at your life story and stuff. Because it's like baking a cake. You could tell by people's stories how they've been taught, what they've been taught. The ingredients they got in their head that they've been programmed to obey, to believe. And they're going to tell you, you can't hide the contents of your character. Can nobody hide the contents of the character?
That's right.
And like Martin Luther King say, you won't be judged by the color of your skin, but the contents of your character. And can nobody hide that? I don't care what nobody say. And we sit there and judge the character, but how did he get that way? How did he become a serial killer? How did he become black on black crime? How do we come divided? To understand the answer, you got to get to the problem where it come from, to the source. Like I say, Willie Lynch, it's real. It's still going on today. And it's self-explanatory. And to tell you how I'm going to go through the woman, annihilate her tongue, and teach her to break the image of the Father. It's self-explanatory, and they're still doing it. So we got to let that go. That's not your true natural state of mind. That's not your natural way. Your humbleness. Like they say, sugar, spice, everything nice. But right now, it's bitter. It's bitter. It's not sweet.
That's right.
You know. So get rid of that bitterness, and you see your true natural powers, and you see everything will line up. But like I say, you got to come through us. And being submissive, not being a slave, it's agreement. Because like I say, we get our information from the heavens, from nature. We got to get that information to the wisdom, to the woman. And she's supposed to put that wisdom in the children. And when they get grown and leave home, they'll have that wisdom to guide the rest of their knowledge they get through their life. They'll know who they are. They'll be masters of their own emotions. And right now, our emotions all over the place. As long as we put these bad vibes into the universe, everything's going to be out of order. Because they say what you put in the universe, karma. It's nothing but energy, positive and negative. And there's a lot of negative energy distorting everything out of whack. So who is it calling us to wake up, to put everything in order? The original man, the blueprint. So for the original truth, you got to come to the original people. I'm African. I might not be in Africa. I can go to Africa right now. All I got to do is concentrate. I go anywhere spiritual.
That's right.
And we got that spiritual power. We don't need no rocket ships to go up there. They need it. We got the pineal gland, that God gland.
Yes, it's funny. We live in Pine Hills, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pineal gland.
Pineal gland, that's right. It's no coincidence, right,
exactly.
Right.
I found out some information today. I just want to give a little not a shout out, but just, there's a gentleman that used to ride my bus, and his name is Jeff Adolfi. I'm not sure how you spell the last name, but he's on my Facebook, 25 years old, and he shared a lot of things with me, young guy, and he grew up pretty rough, and I would talk to him, encourage him, and he was like, man, he says, I was checking your stuff out, and all the people you have on, and so big ups to everybody who come on the show with the positivity. But he was saying, man, I want to get out of the life that I've been in. He still had his foot in that dope game, and he was working and he was coming out, but I think he still had a foot in there. I know he had a little foot in there, but he was more positive, and I was going to sit down with him and do a little video with him. He was going to do a little something, to share with other people to get out of that thing. And I found out 3 guys, he killed them early in the month.
Really?
Yeah, because I saw the name. But sometimes you have people on your Facebook and you know them casually, but you know them by their first name. When I saw the last name, I said, wait a second.
Yeah.
I heard 25 years old. I don't know what it was, but the circumstances to me didn't look too good. 3 guys, and you in a hotel, and where he was, the neighborhood of a hotel, was known for certain things. So, like I said, condolences to his family, warm wishes and love and comfort. And
another black man killed him.
That's what I'm trying to say, man, because that could have been an empire from that one young man to have a wife and kids and put wisdom in them. It's responsibility. They coming for us, man. Yeah. And it's it was 3 other young black men, maybe even a little younger than him, that did it. But the way you live your life, the people you have around you, the more and more I acquire the chronological age, it's like, wow, I got here, I got to be shrewd, man, because there's so much around us that can take us out. There's so much envy. There's so much different things. I don't walk in fear, but I'm just saying you got to be careful, because when you have a mission, be aware. When you have a mission to do and a mission to accomplish, it can get snuffed out so easy. So now I represent him now. Whatever good energy he had inside of him, I got to carry that baton and really make sure to keep myself, so I wish he could have been around to, we need to reach out to these young brothers.
You're right. Because guess what? A lot of them brothers, they could be saved. They say they just need the tools to work with.
Exactly.
And the right kind of love. Because the fatherly love. You see what I'm saying? But they never got.
A lot of times it's not given to them in that way. In a nurturing home, and they have the wisdom. And for those of us who have it and take it for granted, don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
Because it bothered me, man. I mean, you know, we talk and see each other. He comes to the front, hey, Scurv, what you doing now? I saw your video, man. We got to get on the video.
Yeah, yeah.
I got to talk to the young kids.
Right.
But meanwhile, you know, to me, he was, you know, I mean, I'm twice his age plus some.
Yeah.
But it's something, man. This thing is real, and it just ended up being a little clipping in the newspaper.
Right.
I saw the name, and I was like,
didn't it say each generation gets smarter and wiser? That means we gonna evolve back into it.
Yeah, yeah.
And the ones out there that's running the street, then the ones gonna change the world.
That's right. That's right.
They don't believe it. Yeah.
But they have the seeds of greatness inside of
exactly.
them. But we have to cultivate them, get them in good soil, get them watered, get
not
them in
with
sunlight.
religion, but spirituality.
Exactly, the spirituality, and reaching out to them, because a lot of them, man, I reached out to him. You know, I saw him. I don't know how I reached out to him. I said, "Hey, come on, man, let me talk to you." And every day that I would see him, he was coming more. When he see me, his face would light up. I would always drop some positivity on him.
Yeah.
On the bus, just riding.
Right.
It was when I was on the 40 route.
Yeah.
Going down Rio Grande, just to drop some names where he lived, and he grew up there. But evidently, he had moved over to Conroy near Kirkman Road.
Right.
So he'd go back there, talk to his little girlfriend on the phone or whatever. And he had his little girlfriend or whatnot I saw him with. But when he was by himself, I talked to him. You know what I mean? And I just knew that. So maybe it could have made a difference. Maybe if I had, you know, and I take, not the blame, but I take responsibility for that. You know what I mean? Because maybe if I reached out to him more and said, come on, man, let's do some videos. Let's do this. Let's do something constructive. It would have pulled him. You never know. But I'm saying it is what it is.
Right. But see, like you say, they give you more fire.
It give me more fire to do what I got to do in my path.
Right,
you can't turn our back on a young man
no,
or young women, whatever. Even when they're still engrossed in what they do.
Right. Because guess what? How did they get that way?
Exactly.
They never get the right teaching.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
If they were taught better, they'd do better.
Yeah. So I just want everybody, you know, I didn't really know him good. I think I have his number in my phone. I'm not sure, but you know, like right now, you know, he's gone. You know, he's transitioned against, you know.
And he probably got kids, and the other one probably got kids, and bam.
Yeah.
One going to jail, one going to the ground.
I'm tired of seeing that, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing it.
But it's fixable.
It's fixable, yeah. But what I'm saying is that it puts more pep in your step to do what you got to do because life is fragile.
Yeah, that's why we got to fix the family.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So they get that.
That's right.
That wholesomeness.
But see, people don't understand about the family.
I know.
They're so drawn out. The stupid. I'm not saying him, but just in general, the materialism
world,
the sex and the over sexualized whatever, and just the whole. You know, I'm.
But you know, the Mayan calendar. It's got 13 baptisms. That's frequency. You see what I'm saying? Even Christ, like, that's the frequency. That's all the anointed. That means you're anointed. You had that 13 frequency. But if you look at the Mayan calendar, it's based off 400 years, baptisms. And everything going 400 years. And they told you, you're going to go into the age of religion. Right. And then it's going to keep going right before you get to, when you get to the 13th back, it's going to be an age of materialism. But it's also an age of a galactic alignment.
Oh, it's coming.
Right. It's happening now.
I know it.
Yeah, because the Earth.
I'm called for so many things
the
right
Earth
now.
is shaking right now.
Yeah, I feel it.
And see, it's messing with people's vibration.
The more sensitive you are, the more you feel it coming earlier. Just when they have an earthquake and the animals start running around crazy, or a tornado and the dogs start barking, the birds start flying around crazy.
So that frequency is messing with your heart and your psyche.
Right.
Okay? And that's why a lot of people can't handle it. But the humble people, it's not bothering them.
Right.
See, the only ones
it's a call to action for me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's why we out here this time
That's
of
why
night.
we speaking what we speaking, but everybody acting foolish.
Right.
See?
That's true.
So it's that time. See, like I'm telling you, the zodiac and the Mayan calendar, it go hand in hand. One just based off 4,000 years, other one what, 2,500 or 25,000. And guess what? That's the Passover.
That's right.
You know, even they asked the prophet, they called Jesus. They say, where we see the next Passover? He say, look for the water barrier. And that's the age of Aquarius. So he pouring life, water is life. And it's a new beginning. So we done went 360 degrees. You see, back
something's coming.
Yeah, it's here already.
It's here already, yeah.
The storm's in everybody, but it's a spiritual storm brewing in the south. The slaves are waking up, just like the book said. You know, the book is fulfilling itself, okay? A lot of people, the truth is all in there.
Right.
But you got to read between the lines, but first your mind got to be free. And your ancestors will reveal everything that's real in there.
True.
Okay? Because when I didn't understand the Bible at first, I throw this thing down. But one day I picked it up, and my mother, she planted some things in my head, and I picked it up, and it went to the story of Jesus, Matthew. And I started reading it, and I had to throw it down. I said, wait, man, hold it. Man, this book talking to me. And I kept on reading it, and everything my mother had already planned, it was already in there. You know, I say, wait, now how did this lady know this? But guess what? The spirit that was in her, she had to bump her head, but when she got older, and you see a lot of people make that transition. I wish I knew back then what I know now. You were supposed to.
Yeah. I
but
say
it was
the same
still
thing.
there.
Yeah.
I know, but
At
it was
different
still
levels,
there.
I say the same thing.
But you had to bump your head, but that spirit inside, it was always there. You never got the right doctrine for the bullshit. That's why they say beware of false doctrine. And we under a whole bunch of lies. It's like I said, the subconscious mind is more powerful than the conscious.
Right.
And it's going to believe everything that's given to them. It'll conform to the truth, but it'll conform to a lie. Because it can't distinguish what's real and what's not. That's why the book tells you to teach your children to distinguish what's right and what's wrong. Okay?
True,
right. See, the instructions are there, but they don't go in depth.
Right.
They don't tell you why. It's all about the brain. And connecting and reconnecting, those are dysfunctional families, and they'll tell you how they got dysfunction. But it also tell you how to get back in order.
Yeah, that's what we got to do, man.
That's what he got to do.
That's what we got to do. This
Basic
is time for
is
it.
back to the basics.
Let me bounce.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if you can see this or not, but I got shorts on, a little t-shirts, a little nippy out here. So
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me. It's just
Yeah.
straight New York weather. It's a little nippy out here. But I want to thank you, brother, for all the knowledge that you bring and the wisdom.
Right.
We got to cram these in, man. We got to cram these in. Just call me.
Yeah.
I'm like a fireman.
Yeah.
I'm ready to do this all the time.
Well, I can talk on a lot of things, but right now, I know what time it is. And that's why I try to concentrate on the family.
Right.
But see, there's so
That's
much
the
knowledge out there,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, that's true.
And even every day, I get more wiser, more smarter.
And I'll be here
but
with
I
the
get more
cameras and the
melanated.
microphone catching all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's what I love, man. I love to share that out, man, because, you know, I may know certain things or be on a certain level, but, you know, it's the way you present it and,
Right,
and
the
things
way
I
it
may
is,
not
right.
know or be able to, I'm not at a point where you are to be able to articulate certain things. I might start to feel certain things, so I need all of us as a collective.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Man means mind, and woman means womb of the mind. So she control your psyche. That's why it started with the woman.
Right.
But mind means universe.
Yo, let me break out of here, man.
Yeah, you feel me? It's all
Good.
connected. It's all connected.
Rainbow warrior, yo.
Yeah, it's all connected. Yeah.
Make sure to check out the boldest blog at LanceScurv.com and follow Scurv on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube under LanceScurv.